Next, we have Mark Hernandez and Han Oksuz with Guideline Buddy.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Before we get into the juicy stuff, let's do some fast facts. So the average American adult reads at about 200 words per minute. So if you have Tolstoy fans out there, if you've ever read War and Peace, it's going to take you about 49 hours, and that's because it's got almost 600,000 words in it. For all you Game of Thrones fans out there, the George R.R. Martin series, The Song of Fire and Ice, has over 1.7 million words. That's 144 hours of reading. But that's a series of novels. And why are we bringing this up? Because, guys, in our industry, we have a series of novels. They're called underwriting guidelines. They are Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and all the HUD handbooks. And if you combine them all, it's over 1.8 million words. That's 150 hours of reading. That's not including all the bulletins. That's not including all of the mortgagee letters. That's an overwhelming amount of data and text. And we don't get paid in the mortgage business to read Game of Thrones. We get paid to read these guidelines. And if we don't search them properly, if we don't apply them, if we don't interpret them correctly, we make costly mistakes. We've all done the Control F, search that PDF to find what we're looking for. And if we don't do it right, that mistake can cost a lot of money. So guys, what do? What is the solution? Well, today we'd like to introduce you to Guideline Buddy. We are a generative AI chatbot solution that helps mortgage professionals not only search, but interpret mortgage underwriting guidelines with our AI model specifically designed for the mortgage industry. So now the juicy stuff. Han, let's go ahead and cue it up here. This is Guideline Buddy. And we're going to start first with a very simple question that we all know the answer to, but it'll give you a sense of what it is. Han, over to you.
I already set it up. The first question we have is, can a borrower make a down payment with money that is gifted to them?
So what that question went into is we chose the 4000.1 FHA handbook. And the simple answer to that question is yes, of course you can use gifted funds. But imagine the mortgage professional, maybe a loan officer, asking their very busy manager, can I use a gift to qualify my borrower? And it's like, oh yeah, go ahead and do it. But now look at Guideline Buddy's response. This is a very comprehensive, thorough answer. Not only is the answer yes, but it is covering everything in the 4000.1 that is relevant to gifts. So much so, if you scroll all the way down, you can see that there is a source link to page 1104 of the 4000.1 that begins to talk about gift funds. Easy question. Let's move on to something a little bit more complex. Perhaps a question for Freddie Mac, and perhaps a question that may take a veteran to actually download the selling guide or find a way to search it. And I'm going to kick it back over to Han to tell you the question.
What does a borrower need to qualify for a delayed financing exception when refinancing a property bought with cash?
So a lot of refinances going on here as rates start to drop, a lot of equity in the homes. So again, Guideline Buddy went to this Freddie Mac Sellers or Servicer Guide, and we have a technology called agentic AI. You may have heard that buzzword coming out here. We have a series of agents going in to the Selling to Servicer Guide, pulling all relevant information for delayed exception financing and giving you a very comprehensive answer. If you're a production assistant, a loan officer, processor underwriter, a post-closer, a scenario desk, if you're touching guidelines, Guideline Buddy is made for you as a super assistant. I'm going to geek out on some Game of Thrones stuff. If you've seen it, you have the hand of the king or the queen giving you that advice that you need to make the accurate answer. Now, let's take it up another notch. Instead of asking it a question, why don't we give it a scenario? Did you know that there are Facebook groups out there with tens of thousands of mortgage professionals that put their scenarios out there for the world, or the mortgage world, to answer for them? That's crazy. It's people relying on people, but what kind of authority do you get? So I'm going to have Han read you the scenario.
VA loan. Client purchased and lived in a home while on duty, then hired a property management company to lease out in May of this year. They are currently living with family, and while waiting to purchase the new home where they They will be moving after separation. Underwriters saying we can't use the rental income because we don't have 2 years history. I thought we could use it to offset the mortgage payment at least.
So this was a real question, and the person got their answer, but how long did it take, right? So now you have a very comprehensive answer here, and guess what? We made the loan that the underwriter didn't want to make, and now we have a happy borrower, we have a happy loan officer, we have a happy company. It's a win overall. So our strategy at Guideline Buddy with our tool is to give access to mortgage professionals to this technology to boost their productivity and to lower the cost of origination and make more loans possible. We're also on a mission to democratize access to GenAI. You've seen a lot of GenAI solutions today, right? But we have to adopt it as an industry to make it powerful. We're so committed to this that we have a big announcement to make, and we're gonna ask Guideline Buddy to reaffirm that decision. Han?
Hey, buddy, the leadership team at Guideline Buddy is considering making it free for all mortgage professionals. This would help them work faster and more accurately while learning to use generative AI chatbots. Do you think that's a good idea?
So if you're reading the screen, I'll give you the excerpt here. Guideline Buddy, and by the way, this is not planned. This is generative AI genuinely giving us an answer. Guideline Buddy says making it free for all mortgage professionals sounds like a great idea. Give me the screen right back. Okay. It would definitely help them work faster and more accurately. So starting next week, every single mortgage professional can go to guidelinebuddy.com and subscribe and have access for free to search all agency and HUD guidelines. Now, we are very dedicated to pushing adoption of this technology. So we have enterprise clients. We're going to be outside in the booth there. If you want your very own Guideline Buddy, white labeled, we build chatbots for mortgage companies to use for internal purposes. But we want to push the industry to use this technology and democratize access. We got 1 minute left, and I am, again, if you can't tell, a big Game of Thrones fan. So, Han, let's go ahead and give it one more question.
Well, Guideline Buddy asked me what do I think, and I said I think it's a great idea. But to clarify it a little bit further, I said explain it to me if we were in the Game of Thrones.
And it says, as a fellow mortgage professional seeking wisdom in the realm of guidelines, imagine, if you will, that navigating mortgage guidelines is akin to traversing the treacherous lands of Westeros. In the vast kingdom, you are the loan officer. You are the noble knight tasked with duty of securing the best outcomes for your clients. And it goes on. We just wanted to have a little fun with GenAI. It's a very, very powerful tool. We want to put it in the hands of mortgage professionals to make everyone faster, better at what they do. And we want to thank you for your time. We want to thank the coaches and the judges. We appreciate it.